Welcome along to EXFL Tier 2 Season 11 for the Singapore Grand Prix, Round 15 of the Tier 2 World Championship. As we approach the final 6 races of the season, we're here under the night sky at Marina Bay. Got 15 drivers at the moment, still waiting on, I think, 3 more to join in quali. Warren, Ocean Blade and Christian. We'll see if they join. It's pretty much like last week. 18 minutes ahead of us then for a qualifying session in dry conditions. As for the race, not sure. Not seeing anything so far, so it'll probably be dry as well. But you never know if it could be a mix of conditions. Singapore. Longest race of the season. Probably one of the most difficult for the drivers. One of the most enduring for sure. Charlie serves his qualifying ban, so that's good to see. He had 2, so he served his first one a couple of races ago, and he's finally done with his second one today, so he'll start last. Right then, get the standings up real quick. Right, so before I get into the standings actually, last week the changes to the race order. Eggy did get his 10-second time penalty removed, so ended up finishing 4th, meaning he goes into today as the championship leader once again. Finn got some penalties. Will got a penalty, but it didn't really change anything. He still finished 11th, who's not racing today. Bluey got a pen, but again, he's also not. He didn't get any points. Matt has left, and he's unfortunately retired as well. That's a big shame for Matt, reserving in the Mercedes. He said, "Sorry, my game is messed up." And yeah, those were mainly the penalties. As for last week, though, it was still Navek as he begins his first flying lap around Marina Bay, who took a commanding pole to victory with fastest lap included. So his first ever hat-trick in EXFL Tier 2. And joined on the podium were 2 new podium arrivals of Birdie Saints and Yannick, getting P2 and P3. It was a brilliant race for both of them. There's Warren, so we'll have 16. Still waiting to know where Christian and Ocean Blade will be. But yeah, they had tremendous efforts last week, and they'll be hoping to continue that here in Singapore as Yannick begins his first lap. We see Evans done a 26.9 in the first sector. So yeah, Eggy finished 4th, Samurai finished 5th, Scott finished 6th, as he will probably for the last time be a reserve today. He'll take over the reins of McLaren full-time for Texas onwards, which is next week, as we say goodbye to Frosty Life, today being his final race, it would seem, in that McLaren. 138 races, I think, now, for the most experienced Tier 2 driver we've ever had. So hopefully he can maybe score some points today as a nice send-off. And then we have some big names in the form of Finn and Kobe. Kobe, who missed the last 2 weeks, trails 30 points behind the top, and he's got it all to do. And right from the get-go, he has delivered a fantastic banker lap. So we'll see what the rest can do. That is quite the margin he has ahead. And it's for the first time we see Square Giraffe and Kobe sharing the same track. The first race Kobe missed, Square Giraffe made his debut at. So we'll finally get to see these two fight, and first blood goes to Kobe. With, yeah, quite a gap to the Ferrari. Yeah, Christian should be joining soon as well. That's good. Right, so in terms of the standings, it is Eggy, World Championship leader, 1 point ahead of Samurai, 175 to 174. 3 points behind is Adam, who's on his outlap right now. So 4 points cover the top 3. But it isn't just a 3-way fight, because we cannot disallow Evan and Kobe. Kobe, who's 30 points off Eggy, and Evan, who's 33 points off Eggy, cover the top 5 in the standings. It looks like Williams are going to be pretty set on winning the Constructors because they're pulling away from Mercedes. The gap is 51 points now. So that should be a set and done kind of fight. But the Drivers is the one everyone's obviously focused on. As Eggy goes up to P3. Samurai going once again like he always does. Samurai rounds the final corner then. He's going to do a 29.4 to put himself 5th. And Square Giraffe went... Eggy went across the line in 3rd. 1,000th off Square Giraffe. But that is still quite a big gap to Kobe. It could be Netherlands all over again when Square Giraffe had the gap. And only Evan right at the end could get within 3/10 of him. And last week where we saw Adam take provisional pole for about 2 seconds... And then Evan, by a couple tenths, 2.5, snatched it away. Adam, who holds the record now, 7 P2s in qualifying without a pole position. Will it be an 8th or will it be a first ever pole today? I mean, in terms of comparison to Kobe, he's going to need the lap of all laps, probably. But he's getting his first banker down. Not too sure if he's going to be able to set all 3 laps. Using all 3 softs in this session. We'll come around the final corner. It's a good lap, and it does put him on the front row. Actually, only within a 10th of Kobe. So, very nice lap from Adam there. Game on. But we have yellows still, set by the Mercedes of Eggy, who I think is out of fuel. So, as soon as those clear, we'll be able to see how much time is left. I'd predict probably about 11 minutes remaining. 10 minutes 40, right. It's going to be close for Adam to try and get 2 more runs in. But yeah, Warren's in his car, still waiting on Ocean Blade and Christian. Right, Bluey's exited the pit lane. He's getting out the way of some cars. That's Kobe, who's just exited the pit lane as well. Right, so Kobe on his outlap. Adam heading back into the pit lane. Square Giraffe also on his outlap. Eggy, Finn, Samurai, Evan in the pit lane. Warren, who's actually picked the medium, the balanced allocation for once, instead of the harder. So he's out there in 8th at the moment. Yannick currently 9th. Birdie P10. Those are the times so far. Dello 11th. Matt will start at the moment 15th once Groosh, Frosty and Bluey do a lap. Frosty exits the pit lane then in his final qualifying session in EXFL Tier 2. Just want to double check. Yeah, I was right. This being his 138th and final Grand Prix. Wearing the Lewis Hamilton 2020 helmet. Gets out the way of Dello, who's gone up to P3. Who's now on his in-lap. That's a very nice lap from the Ferrari. Dello, who didn't have the greatest of races last week in Baku, caused a safety car, then crashed at turn 3. I mean, he's been having connection issues, but today it's the earliest I've seen him on pretty much all season. So maybe today is a good day for some good points for the Ferrari. As for his teammate, Square Giraffe, he's finishing the first sector split. Has he found any time? Yes, he has. A 26.6, and he's nearly up by 2/10. What about Kobe? As he is embarking his way on his second run now too. As Finn and Samurai are on their outlaps. Evan's still in the pits, as is Eggy, who's just exited now. Kobe finishes the first sector split. It's a 0.5, slightly down. So Square Giraffe lacking about a 10th to Kobe at the moment as he makes his way through the tight and twisty bits of Sector 2. Such a technical track to get right as Adam exits the pit lane too. Square Giraffe then finishes the middle sector split up by nearly 4.5 tenths, 3.8. So Kobe has got to see what he can do. So close to the wall as he tries to get the power on his teammate just in front of him as he exits the hairpin now. And will Samurai decide to give his teammate a bit of slipstream, catch him at a convenient time? 3.8, 3.6. Kobe's found another 10th. And we're looking ever closer to those 1 minute 27s as Square Giraffe goes onto the front row, 11 thousandths ahead of Adam. But Kobe looks to extend his advantage. A little bit of a slipstream help from Samurai. 3 corners to go then for the Williams. Slides out of the third last corner and he bails out. So it wasn't a good enough lap in Kobe's eyes. Or maybe he lost too much time, but he's heading into the pit lane. So, this is Adam's chance now to maybe snatch provisional pole away as Samurai begins his run. As around the final corner is, that's Bluey, who does his run. Frosty, 27-1 in the first sector. Getting the power on under the Anderson Bridge, through the hairpin. And yeah, that's a very close top 3. But here we go then, riding on board with Adam. A lap around Singapore. Heavy braking into turn 1. The corners come at you very quickly. 1, 2, then 3. Making sure not to touch the inside curb. Get on the power. And it's all about flow and momentum, this track. Keeping close to the left. Brake, turn with the gears. Hug the curb. Make sure to get right up close to the wall. DRS on. Blast the battery down across the kink. That's sector 1 finish. Let's see how we're looking. 26.3. What a first sector from Adam. Over the bump. Making sure not to take too much because you'll go straight on. And then corner after corner. Slight hesitation on the right hand. And just trying to get and find the grip. As once again, right up close to the wall is the Haas. Quick left-hander coming up. Used to be the Singapore Sling. Now it's pretty much an easy left-hand corner. Over the bump to the right. Left. Right again. Into the hairpin now. Gets it stopped very well. On the power. No time to think with the DRS opening for the third time this lap. And 3.4. It's looking like a very nice lap. Is it enough for a pole position lap? DRS open for the penultimate time this lap. Keeping close to the left is Adam. One final chicane to navigate before the flat final 2 corners, which he doesn't quite hit the apex there, which is going to lose him some time. On the power, and the last 2 corners you can practically take flat. So to the line, blast everything. Is it enough for provisional pole? Yes, it is for Adam, a 28.222. Adam, who's never been on pole position before in EXFL Tier 2, will lead them away in the final runs as the one to beat. As Kobe will have to go for one final time ahead of both Ferraris still. Eggy's out there in the first sector, but he's down. Finn is invalidated, and Samurai, I thought he'd already done his lap, but he's currently, yeah, he's definitely not on a lap. He's a few seconds off. There we go. Evan's still in the pit lane, so he's clearly saving a set of tyres. Oh, right, yeah, because Warren joined in qualifying, the game obviously wouldn't let him choose the harder allocation. It picks balance, doesn't it? Ocean Blade thought the race started at 8. Okay. There we go. Right then. So, glad we caught that lap when we did for Adam. Frosty Life with his lap went P13 for now. Birdie's been disqualified for blocking the pit lane. How on earth has that happened? He's just gone too slowly, I guess. Wow. Last week's podium sitter for the first time ever. Well, he got 3rd from starting 12th. He's going to start 15th at the moment, and it might be even lower than that once some others join. There we go. Like Christian and Ocean Blade. So Birdie Saints will start this race from the 9th row in P17. That is going to be quite a shot. Anyway, Square Giraffe with 3 minutes on the clock left. This could be his final chance. So does decide to touch the inside curve slightly at turn 3, gets on the power, and we'll see, can he find that 1600ths he needs with the DRS Open, the winner of the Dutch Grand Prix a fortnight ago, will finish the first sector split, and look at that! He's done a 0.3 just like Adam did, but he's up, crucially, by the time he needs and some. He's got the Williams ahead of Kobe, who... Is he on a lap as well? I think he is, maybe. So, the two gunning for pole position as there's quite a gap. He hits the wall slightly. Does Square Giraffe. That's going to lose him some time as he's really trying to fight the car. Push to the limit. You can see how close he's getting to that wall as he does the hairpin figuratively well. Gets on the power. Kobe, he's not on a lap. Clearly, he's down. Square Giraffe, he's still up by quite a few tenths. So is Kobe going to get out of the way? Looks like he is. No sorts of slipstream from his rival. So 4 corners to go then for Square Giraffe. Is it pole position number 2? It looks like it's going to be set. Bounces over the curb slightly, but he has enough of a gap. Round the final corner for Square Giraffe, and it's going to be the new provisional pole time of a 28.115. Now we see what Kobe and Adam can do in response. Oh, and Kobe's got turn 2 all wrong. He's lit the rear tyres up, and that could severely damage his chances of pole position, and he's going to have a monster rest of the lap to gain that time back. Adam, he's still going through the final couple corners before he begins his final run. Evan started his last run as well through the first sector. So we'll see what he can do. It looks like 0.3s are competitive for pole. He's done a 0.5 and he's found the time. But Evan is always make or break. He gives it absolutely everything on these final runs in qualifying. We've seen it so many times this season. A more relaxed, a more rejuvenated, motivated Aston Martin in the form of Baku hopes to continue his efforts because he's the one that's got nothing to lose in the championship. In 5th, 33 points behind, and he's giving it absolutely everything as everyone else will do the same. Kobe's down by a lot of time. Adam, first sector split. He's in the 2s. Adam, never been on pole position, giving it absolutely everything around the streets of Singapore. Kobe, he's down. That is it for him. He'll be 3rd at best in qualifying. Dello with a 6 in the middle sector, still hanging on to P4. Finn, he's invalidated. Samurai, he's just finished the first sector split. Eggy, championship leader, he's only in the 6s in the first sector. Evan, up by 6/10. It's not going to be enough for pole position, but he'll round the final corner. He'll cross the line, and he goes onto the second row. Evan, half a second off, though. Adam, can he find any more time in the middle sector? He's lost a little bit, but he's still up. But he needs more time because he's 72 thousandths up, and he needs just over a 10th. So, I remember the 3rd last corner on the exit of the chicane. He didn't get right last time. Let's see if he can do a better job this time. Hits the apex this time round. And so, Square Giraffe on pole position at the moment. It looks like Adam is the only one to challenge. 7 front rows, but he's never been on pole position until now. Adam, around Singapore, has delivered the lap, and that looks good enough at the moment for his first ever Tier 2 pole position. Brilliant lap. He's the only one to get into the 27s. Samurai, P8, Eggy is invalidated. The top 2 in the championship. 6th and 8th, while 3rd starts on pole for the first time ever. 4th and 5th are 3rd and 4th. Ocean Blade goes up to 9th in the end. Warren doesn't have a front wing. Grush is invalidated. Yannick round the final corner. P2 last week. Will start 11th. He started 10th last week. And the McLarens 13th and 14th. Take a bow, Adam. Those were some laps to beat from Square Giraffe and Kobe. And it's not even that close. He's absolutely thrashed them. What a debut maiden pole. So the record goes. Most front rows without a pole. He's finally done it. And by a little bit of a margin too. So, another new pole sitter this season. Samurai, Eggy, Adam, Kobe, Evan. They've all 5 who we predict will fight for this World Championship. All 5 of them now will have a win and a pole this season. So that's great. That completes it. Dry race, as it seems. No sorts of weather interfering. It's going to be a very interesting one. You'd assume there's going to be safety cars like there were last week. You'd assume there's going to be retirements. And they're going to give it their all to head into the final quarter of the season. 5 races to go after this one. A doubleheader in the states of Vegas and Texas. Going a bit more south to Mexico. Going back over to the Middle East for Abu Dhabi and returning straight back more south to finish it off in Brazil. But we're the furthest away from that at the moment. We're here in Singapore. And the formation lap will begin. And we can see what tyres everyone's decided to pick. Fuel loads, setup tweaks. Are they going to help? Will they make it worse? It's all about confidence here. And Adam will lead them around confidently for the first time in P1. That's not it. Here we go, right. So, Square Giraffe, the only one in the top 10 to start on the hard compound tyres. Followed by Yannick and Birdie Saints right at the back. Only 3 drivers to pick the harder tyre. Everyone else opting for the mediums. Yeah, we'll keep on that. So, fairly short rundown to turn 1 in the grand scheme of things. So Adam should be able to hold on to the lead, especially considering the guy alongside him is on a slower tyre to begin with. So this is looking good for Adam. Square Giraffe will have to go long into this race, hoping that there won't be safety cars that could potentially ruin his strategy. It'll be the same for Yannick and Birdie. And I'd say around lap 5, 6, those hards should be able to be performing a little better than those around him. So Kobe and Evan have work to do to try and get past him. These two know they're the ones trailing the top 3. 30 points behind, 33 points behind. Adam, 4 points off the top as the championship leader starts 6, 1 point ahead of Samurai, who's in 8th. And we know these names like Finn, Square Giraffe and whatnot, and even Delo's up in 5th. That's a great qualifying. I think joint best quali for the Ferrari will get involved and in the mix, which can definitely shake up the order. Ocean Blade, considering he thought the race started an hour later than it did, to qualify in the top 10. Good effort from him. And Warren, too, up in 10th as well. Let's hope he can finish this one. And Frosty Life, in his final race, starts P13 at the moment, with his teammate right behind him. They're going to be hoping to gain some momentum. Bluey in 15th. We got Matt behind, Birdie and Charlie. Charlie's ages behind at the back. But yeah, Adam already on his grid slot, followed by the top 8 already, practically. 10, 11, 12. There are the 2 McLarens. Frosty slots into his grid slot. Can he get into the top 10 in his final race? There's Christian, Bluey, Matt. The front guys already have been waiting half a minute here as we wait to see Charlie around the final corner to settle into his grid slot. The 18th and final one, as it looks like the RB of Bluey has just slowed down a little there. So there's Charlie. And we'll look to the front then for round 15 of the EXFL Tier 2 Championship to begin in Season 11. We await the lights. 5 lights ahead of the drivers at Singapore. It's lights out, and away we go. Adam versus Square Giraffe off the line there. It looks like Kobe's already ahead of the Ferrari. Into turn 1, Adam followed by Kobe. Evan round the outside, making slight contact with the Ferrari. They still face forward. Eggy to the inside ahead of Delo already, and spinning round is Evan. Already down the back, and it looks like Delo's also getting caught up in the mix. He's falling down the order as well. So that's Evan and Delo down the order. It's Adam from Kobe, Square Giraffe, Eggy, Finn, Samurai, Ocean Blade fighting away with Warren for P7. They're going wheel to wheel, banging side pods. Warren to the inside. He's not going to back out of this and goes to the inside as Ocean Blade goes off wide. So does Warren, as for good measure. Christian's up to 8th. What a start from him as Ocean Blade drops down the order. Awful start for Evan and Delo. Frosty Life also has dropped to the back of that pack. And, well, it looks like Evan's got it all to do. He's already making ground in 14th. And it looks like he got tagged. I don't know who with, but yeah, Frosty gets ahead of Yannick. Yannick's also down there as well. As we look for position changes. And yeah, what a start from Birdie Saints from 17th. He's already in the points as we have yellows. And that could be Evan and Dello again as they've dropped back to the back of the pack. Charlie up to 15th, 3 places gained. Same with Matt, Bluey. And yeah, Birdie already in the points. Grush up 3 places. Christian also up 6 places. That's great to see. Warren obviously getting his elbows out. Samurai and Finn up 2 places, as is Eggy. Adam leads them away then on the first chaotic lap of the race, just ahead of Kobe. Square Giraffe with those hards, struggling to stick with, but Kobe did exactly what he needed to. Overtake Square Giraffe and stay on the back of his mate, but also rival in the Haas. As into the pit lane, it's Yannick and Charlie. Looks like they may have damage. So yeah, Evan got spun here. I'm not really sure who it was with. But he's got a lot of work to do then to close his way back up through the field. And yeah, the top 2 over a second ahead as that's Birdie making a move on Grush. Round the outside goes the Alpine. Brilliant move from Birdie as Warren has lost it. And I think that was just on his own, or he maybe tried a move on Christian or whatnot. But either way, that's put Birdie up another place. 9 places. It's the complete opposite to last week, where by lap 2 or 3, he was last. 40 seconds behind the pack. But now this time, he's up by 9 places. This is fantastic stuff. And he's on the hard compound tyre. So we'll see just what he can do as he's on the back of Christian for P7. It looks like the top 6, though, are getting on with it. Eggy struggling, though, because he's got Finn right behind him. As that's... Ocean Blade into the wall. Fighting away with Grush there. And we're looking further front. That's Finn to the inside of Eggy, getting the move done for P4. And that's Birdie ahead of Christian, getting the move done for P7. So after 2 laps, Birdie has made up 10 places. Incredible. So Adam still just ahead of Kobe. Square Giraffe looking pretty good at the moment as we have yellows at the back of Charlie spinning around at the Anderson Bridge. So yeah, considering Square Giraffe's a bit on his own at the moment, that is not the worst scenario for him as wheel to wheel go the Aston and the Haas of Warren and Ocean Blade, who has damage. And Warren, I really don't know what happened to him, as the top 2 in the championship swap. And Samurai has just made a nice double overtake there on Eggy and Finn, who didn't have DRS, barely has any battery. And Samurai, we know he always has battery to use, and he used it well there. As going off once again is Warren with Ocean Blade. Ocean Blade sends it to the inside. Warren slides, and Ocean Blade actually gets the move done nicely there. As Warren to the inside, trying to send it. As they barged wheels and Ocean Blade into the wall. Evans already made his way up to 12th throughout all these drivers. So yeah, good job for Evan. Now he's got his teammate in front of him as they're going to go wheel to wheel. And he lets him go just about. There's a slight contact between them, but Evan will get up into P11. Nearly tags the inside wall there. Look at that, 3.6 seconds already to the top 3. Just shows Square Giraffe, Kobe and Adam are in a fight of their own, as that's the first time we've seen Kobe try to make a move for the lead of the Grand Prix. And the more these two battle, the more Square Giraffe will close up to them, and then he'll have better tyres. He is using all his battery, though, like we can see. Same with Kobe, same with Adam. And it looks like no one's really above 50 in the top 6, besides Birdie and P7, who's caught these guys. Eggy runs extremely wide, and I think Eggy might actually have wing damage. He's missing his left end plate as Birdie loses the rear on the exit. So yeah, that's why Eggy has lost a lot of ground. He's got damage on his left-hand side. And was it him who made contact with... Maybe it was Dello or Evan? He does look like one of the main culprits for it. Birdie goes right up to the wall there. And he's going to have to try and clear Eggy soon, as that's Evan and Warren fighting. And Evan... Oh, no. Now Evan's got wing damage because he's decided to pick a fight with a borderline idiot. But he's all over the back of the Haas now as Ocean Blade's losing time because both Aston Martins have severe wing damage. Frosty started 13th, still 13th. And he might be 12th soon as well. Evan spots the gap to the inside. Warren lets him go, probably knowing he did wrong there. So Evan up into the points, but with damage. Ocean Blade 3-second time penalty. We should be seeing maybe a few pens here and there. I don't know about the top guys, as there's a big scrap going on here. Dello, another driver who has it all to do on the back of Matt. We look forward to the front though. Half a tenth covers them as they're wheel to wheel, and Adam still ahead of the Williams. Dirty air affecting Kobe, but look how much Square Giraffe has gained on them now because they've been squabbling. 5 seconds back to Finn as Eggy's fully lost DRS here, and Birdie's all over the back of Eggy. A little bit of lag there as Warren gets ahead of Evan because he's into the pit lane, slows down enough to not speed. So let's look to the leaders. Kobe with 30%, Adam with 20%. They're both blasting, and you can see that Adam's flashing, but he turns off his battery, so he stays behind for now. Does Kobe. And Square Giraffe looking very nice in P3 at the moment. And there goes Birdie to the inside, past Eggy. Birdie Saints, after accidentally disqualifying himself in qualifying, starting P18, is now up to P6. As Grush, after missing last week the first race that he's not raced, he's back in the points in P8 ahead of Christian. As Ocean Blade and Dello fight away. Frosty Life's up to 11th now as well. So Evan did change his wing. Comes out ahead of Yannick. The top two from last week, 16th and 17th. Kind of shows how much changes over the course of 7 days. Warren now gets ahead of Christian, who's just falling down the order. It does seem like that is a common occurrence. Makes a good start. Well, makes a fantastic start. And then, unfortunately, maybe just doesn't have the pace to keep with those guys overtaking him. And Eggy, well, he's going to have to hope for a safety car. There's a nice gap behind him. If he has to change a wing, might not lose too much. As we see, well, we're going to see Finn versus Birdie, the two Alpines. Finn, who ultimately maybe... Oh, we have a virtual safety car. Oh, because Matt has lost his whole front wing. So there may have been an incident there as Warren decides now is a good time to pit under the VSC. And so will Frosty, Matt, and Ocean Blade. So for everyone else, it's just about making sure they do not get a drive-through when it ends. Oh, what's happened to Frosty? Well, he's just lost a lot of time. They're all changing their front wings and whatnot. Warren actually hasn't lost that much. He's still in 11th. Adam! Oh, and Kobe! The top two in the race! Both get drive-throughs! Oh my god! 3rd and 4th in the championship. 1st and 2nd in the Singapore Grand Prix have just made a huge mistake. And considering this pit lane isn't exactly that quick, it's quite a long pit lane, they are going to lose a lot of time. Frosty Life exits the pit lane really slowly. Is his wheel disconnected? Oh, we see a bit of movement. There we go. Back on track. Unfortunately down in last though. Don't know what happened to him. He's trying to weave, probably making sure his wheel works. Big disappointment there. At least he can hopefully finish the race. Lap 6, we still have all 18 left. Now, what do Adam and Kobe do? Do they serve it immediately? As Frosty has a 3-set pen. They both do serve it immediately. Square Giraffe then will lead the Grand Prix. And it's all looking very good for the Ferrari. Samurai, second in the championship, now goes up to P2. Birdie Saints is one place off the podium after starting on the back row. This is incredible. As look, you can see Eggy's lost a lot of ground. Grush gets promoted up to 6. Where do Adam and Kobe exit out then? There's Christian. And it looks like they're going to be in 8th and 9th. There's Dello heading into turn 1. You can see the Williams exiting the pit lane. And now you can see the Williams right in front of him. And that is heartbreak for Kobe and Adam. What were they doing? No idea. Now they've got work to do. Now they've got to use their pace that they used at the start and close up to these guys. Samurai knows this is a big lifeline because of the 5 people in the championship fight. One has had to pit because of a spin down in 12th. 2 of them have had drive-throughs. 1 has damage. Samurai's the only one in this race in the top 5 in the championship who hasn't had something go wrong in his race. And it's showing because he's got the pace in P2. The 2 Alpines very close to one another. I said 5 or 6 laps. It's lap 7 at the moment, where the hards are going to look better than the mediums, and Birdie's looking feisty at the moment. As Charlie and Bluey fight away. Bluey has wing damage on his right-hand side. So Charlie stays behind for now. Square Giraffe has a 5-second lead, and I only think that's going to get bigger and bigger. We have a yellow, and Warren's out, and that could cause a safety car, which it has. So Warren's crashed. Oh, has he hit the inside? If he's missing it, yes. Warren has clipped the wall on the right here that sticks out. And yeah, you see that from time to time. A big honest mistake from Warren there. Very unfortunate. That is a safety car then. And the leader is ahead. So no sorts of shenanigans there. Eggy takes it upon himself to change his front wing. So that'll be good for him. Grush comes into the pit lane. Eggy's not going to lose any places over that. Adam, Christian, and Kobe. So Adam managed to get ahead of Christian. Kobe didn't. Dello pits. Evan, he could pit again if he wanted to, but he might have another idea. What does he do? He stays out. So he's going to push, and he might get ahead of all these guys, depending on his delta. Push, Evan, push, and we'll see where he comes out. There's Adam behind him. Clearly behind him. So Evan now back up ahead. Oh my god. He's got a 3-second under safety car now. So the top 4 should be fine, even if both Alpines have to stack. Actually, because there's been a safety car this early on, for Square Giraffe and Birdie, this actually might not play into their race. I mean, there are those on mediums who can pit for hards, but can they really go 23 odd laps to the end? I don't think so. So, we'll see. The race leader pit. Whether he has to do medium or medium hard now. Samurai and Finn looking in a pretty good position here. It's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, if you're on hards, maybe staying out is not too bad of an option, but when you have this kind of lifeline, you don't just ignore it. So Square Giraffe has put the medium compound tyres on Samurai by staying out of trouble, like he has been all season, really. He's benefiting. Puts the hard compound tyres on. Same with Finn. Birdie has to wait. Puts the medium compound tyres on, so he will definitely be pitting one more time. Same with Square Giraffe. I'm pretty sure everyone will make at least one more stop. They're not going to the end. And Eggy will be still in P5. You can see the Alpine into turn 1 there. Grush up to 6th then. Evan, after that spin, up into 7th. His tyres a few laps older than everyone around him. And he's going to have Adam right behind him. Christian in between Adam and Kobe. Kobe coming up right to the back of the McLaren there. And this time round, hopefully Finn doesn't overtake people under safety car. Well, Eggy just messaged me a minute ago saying Wi-Fi again. Don't know why. But, yeah. Still no word of what happened on the opening lap. Evan is typing at the moment, so we might get a bit of info there. But yeah. Has this saved Adam and Kobe's race? Probably. It's definitely helped. Right, they'll all catch the safety car pack. Charlie, who's only going through turn 4 at the moment, while the rest are going through the 4th last corner. But the first safety car's out then. We've had one VSC, and then half a minute later, we have a full course safety car. So yeah, as you can see, Birdie Saints, who started P17, penultimate last, running in P4. Also, Grush, who's up by 6 places. Christian's still hanging on there in the points. Matt up a few. Same with Bluey. And Charlie and Frosty swapping. I think Frosty may have just had a spin there. His front wing's still intact. But yeah, it's gonna... Oh my god. Frosty spun again. Fitting for... Oh. Whoa. What's going on here? Adam and Christian banging wheels, swapping. Christian should be ahead, but it looks like Adam wants to get the... Oh, wait, no, Adam should be ahead. My bad. And Christian should be the one behind, so don't know what that was all about. Looks like they've both gotten away without any time pens. Give it a couple more seconds. Frosty's spun again. What's going on? I mean, Frosty had wheel issues earlier. I don't know if this is another one. But at this rate, the race is going to restart and he's going to be about 50 seconds behind. I mean, it's not just him we're waiting on. Charlie and the two RBs have still not caught. Yeah, safety car's in this lap. So those three will be able to catch, or should just be able to. And Frosty is going to be on his own. Right, so Square Giraffe will become now the de facto safety car. And he'll gear up and wait for the safety car to head into the pit lane. And he will restart this race. Those three at the back, however, haven't actually caught the pack yet. And Square Giraffe is gone. And there's a few 3-second time penalties just outside the top 10. So Square Giraffe starts lap 11 just in front of Samurai, who's feisty to get on with this restart. Then the two Alpines, then Eggy, Grush, Evan, Adam, Christian, then Kobe complete the top 10. And Dello and Oceanblade and Matt were those two who got the 3-second time penalties. As we see the two Alpines looking very close to one another. There we go. And the two RBs have swapped. They haven't caught the pack, and now they make contact as the two Alpines now swap. As it's teammate battle galore here. Birdie Saints is now up into the podium spots on lap 11, using those mediums to good use. Frosty gets a time pen, and it looks like Birdie could be P2 soon, as he's using those mediums to great effect. Looks like Square Giraffe is getting on with it. Bluey with another time penalty. Well, his first time penalty. Well, another time penalty, and it goes to Bluey this time. Samurai trying to push, but with those hard compound tyres, he's in a sandwich of cars on mediums. And Birdie is going to spot an opportunity soon. And he's got a full battery to use if he wants to. Christian now with a pen. Everyone's getting penalties. As Square Giraffe is 1.7 seconds ahead now. And we look further behind. No sorts of wheel-to-wheel action yet. It's just single file, as it looks like Grush is leading quite the train. Allowing Eggy some room to breathe. Stick with these guys, as Birdie is all over the back still of Samurai. And they're going to finish the restart lap of lap 11 with a 2-second lead for Square Giraffe. And I still don't know if it's in those interests on hards at the moment to go to the end. But Samurai being the lead hard runner, as that's Adam versus Evan into turn 1. And a slight contact, and Evan spun round. Evan, 5th in the championship, fighting away with Adam, 3rd in the championship. And for the second time this race, Evan has spun around, making contact with one of his rivals. And that did look a bit interesting, to say the least. Birdie Saints now is up into P2, as that was probably inevitable, overtaking the Williams. So now he gets on with it. So Samurai now has to hold down the fort. Finn, Eggy behind, Grush, they're all on hard compound tyres. So Samurai still looking the best of the top 5 in the championship. And looks like Birdie is setting his sights on maybe Square Giraffe. Birdie, who always does seem to have great race pace when it counts. He's getting on with it. We have a yellow, and that's Frosty, who's about to get lapped. Who has got a damaged wing. And Samurai already falling a second behind. That's Oceanblade and Matt swapping away. That's Kobe getting ahead of Christian into P8. Goes a bit deep. So Adam will be under investigation with that thing with Evan. It looked really weird, because it looked like Adam didn't leave space, then he was leaving space, and then Evan just kind of went into him a little, as going wide there as Christian slightly. Finn close to Samurai now. These two who fought at the end of the race last week. Looks like these two are looking pretty good. Adam makes a move on Grush, fighting his way back up the order. He sees the championship leader next. So this is going to get interesting. And yeah, Kobe should hopefully soon catch Grush, who's got very low battery. And Finn, 44. Samurai, 20. It's not often you see Samurai with quite low battery. But he's holding down third at the moment. 2 seconds. It's stabilising between the top two at the moment, as Square Giraffe is trying to unlap Frosty. His teammate round the outside of Dello, just getting the move, or just holding off Dello, I should say, in P9 there. Ocean Blade, Matt on that tail. Evan, once again, has got all to do. And can Kobe get the move done on Grush before the lap is over? Grush doesn't have DRS. He's saving his battery, though. Now Kobe will turn on his with the DRS. And is he close enough? Will he brake late? He's going to size up the exit. Go for the switchback. Make slight contact with Grush as Dello now gets the move done on Christian. And it looks like Kobe blasting everything. Looks like he is going to get the move done on Grush. So Kobe now up into 7th. Evan with a second time penalty. And he's gone around on a straight somehow. And has lost a few more positions. So it's not going well for Evan at the moment. Looking further forward. Square Giraffe, Birdie, and now Samurai have lapped Frosty Life. And can Finn get the move done this time round? Samurai gets a good run on the exit. And Finn might not be close enough to the Williams, but he's got good momentum here to the inside. Samurai's ahead, though, and leaves him the space. And Samurai looks like he's going to stay ahead for now. He's got the inside line. Finn tries a switchback. He's got good momentum, to be fair to him. They're going to go wheel to wheel. Round the outside goes Finn. What a move from the Alpine to get himself up into P3. Bluey retires in the pit lane, and that was committed, and that was amazing work from the Alpine. Great trust with Samurai as well. It like Finn was going for half-hearted moves for about 2 or 3 corners in a row, and then he just got the momentum, had the confidence on the switchback, and got the move brilliantly on the Williams. Eggy nearly back within a second of these guys as he's under pressure from Adam. The top 3 in the championship, 5th, 4th and 6th. So they know these are crucial points. And Kobe, he knows he's 30 points behind these guys. So he's going to have to get his elbows out as that's Christian and Ocean Blade fighting away. Christian's lapped. Christian's ghosted for some reason. Now he's unghosted. So Ocean Blade looks to the inside. They're fighting for P10 here. And to the inside, he gets the place. As Christian now unfortunately falls out of the points. As for Eggy, he needs DRS to keep Adam behind him. And that's exactly what's happening just about at the moment. The detection zone is there, and Eggy's got it. Got a yellow, and that is, I think, Evan around again. That's Christian fighting away with Matt as well, just holding off him for P12. And a bad day gets worse for Evan. I really hope he can at least maybe make it to the end. You never know what can happen, but it's his decision. Whatever happens. And wow, Birdie is actually closing in a little on Square Giraffe. This is fantastic pace from the Alpine. Look at that gap, 5.7 seconds to Finn. 1.1 ahead of Samurai, 1 second ahead of Eggy, who's just holding Adam off. And I think this safety car has saved Adam and Kobe's race slightly after getting their drive-thrus. Adam all over the back of Eggy. Eggy with those issues of lag we've seen in the last few races. It might be a bit irritating for Adam because he's having to try and race a bit of a laggy car. But at the moment, he's staying behind for now. And Eggy will have DRS here as well. The Samurai falling further behind Finn, who's blasting everything to pull away. 1.4 seconds now. Birdie started 17th, and if he wins this race, he's generally done well. He's done the dry race version of what Verstappen did. Around Singapore as well. That's not even like the best drive we've ever seen from a driver around Singapore as well. Bramley at Lang, who started P18, 3 years ago? And won the Singapore Grand Prix? Are we about to see a somewhat repeat of that, this time for Alpine? Because Birdie Saints is really closing up, and now we're seeing a big fight here as Christian falling ever further down the order, unfortunately, as Charlie, who hasn't really seen too many people in his races of recent, has literally got a driver as close as he would not really prefer, as Yannick. What difference a week makes, as Adam's got ahead of... No, he hasn't. Never mind. Yeah, what a difference 1 week makes as Charlie loses the car and... Oh my god, everything's happening. Yeah, Eggy's still ahead of Adam. It's just a lag. Yeah, Charlie, probably the brake bias needs upping there. Makes contact with Christian. Christian should have just avoided that. In terms of getting damage, he looks okay. Whoa, Yannick all over the back of the McLaren now. And Adam all over the back of the Mercedes. Is he going to go to the inside? Oh, there's lag. Is Adam ahead? No, he's not. It's frustrating for Adam. It's probably frustrating for those who view it. Charlie off again. I'm glad Evan's carrying on, because there could still be safety cars and whatnot. Birdie's lost a little bit of time to Square Giraffe, who's having to put the power down. No, he's not. He's put the power down too much. Birdie Saints has made him crumble under pressure. And now, from P17, at the halfway stage just gone, leads the Singapore Grand Prix. Square Giraffe got wing damage on both sides of his wing. And now, he's really going to fall down the order, as it's going to be an Alpine 1-2 soon. But it depends how quickly Finn can overtake Square Giraffe, because that's going to allow Samurai, Eggy, and Adam, and Kobe to all close up to him again. And he finds a gap just big enough for his car. It's an Alpine 1-2. Alpine, who have been, 9th and 10th in the standings for the last couple of seasons, are leading the race. Evan with another time penalty. Everywhere you look, chaos and carnage, and as Charlie's out in the pit lane, Birdie Saints, P17 to first. Oh, my screen just went black there. What the hell? And yeah, Square Giraffe, he has to pit, surely. He'll have to... He started on hards. He's on the mediums right now. And whatever tyre he has left, whether it's a medium or a hard compound tyre, he'll have to switch on to as Eggy and Adam. We never really know if this is actually for position. This time it looks genuine. And Adam is ahead of Eggy now. Kobe's on the back of Eggy too. And these are crucial points for crucial players in the championship. And is Eggy back ahead? He's gone really deep. Just keeps on the track. And if that was genuine, what a move from Eggy to keep ahead of Adam. Annoyingly, the lag and ghosting ruins it slightly as they're going wheel to wheel. This is freeing up Samurai. Adam now goes around the outside of the Mercedes to pay him the overtake back. And he also has the DRS for good measure. Kobe now, with no battery, is on the inside of Eggy. And Eggy can turn in if he wants to, because Kobe's not there. And they carry on. So it looks like... Oh. There we go. It looks like for now, Adam's got the move done. So Adam ahead now of his championship rival. As, Square Giraffe does have another set of hards. Right. So, he's P13. I assume a lot of these guys will still try and pit again. Especially Birdie Saints. So when does he decide to pit? Where is there an opening? Because Square Giraffe has pitted and he's found an opening right at the back. Evan, unfortunately, has retired. 5th in the championship. 33 points behind. And it looks like that's going to get even bigger with 5 races to go now. Really unfortunate for him after a tremendous race in Baku. But we'll see next time out in Vegas what happens as Yannick and Christian swap. Yannick up into 11th where he started. Matt in 10th at the moment. Oceanblade 9th where he started. Now 8th as he fights away with Dello. These two, who didn't have the greatest of fights last time in Baku, are fighting once again in Singapore. And Dello just finds enough track there to get ahead into P8. Grush a bit on his own in 7th. Kobe still on the back of Eggy. No battery though. This is allowing Adam to get away. This is frustrating Kobe. First in the championship, fourth in the championship. 30 points separate these two. Samurai's doing a good job at the moment. He's not too far behind Finn. But Finn is doing everything right at the moment. And Adam is closing up to Samurai's. Eggy and Kobe. Oh my god. There was a yellow just there. Bit of a train going on is what Square Giraffe has caught. And Eggy's still ahead of Kobe for now. Let's look at Square Giraffe then. Whoa. With Christian fighting away there. Blasts his battery. Christian. Oh my god, what's going on? Turns in a little bit, but Square Giraffe gets the move done. And Christian, after all his efforts of getting up to, what, 7th, 8th at the start, has now dropped to the back. And, yep. That kind of sums it up, unfortunately. So, we have a safety car. And that is really going to save Alpine. The safety car. Wait, that's not the pit lane. I don't know where the safety cars just appeared from, because that was heading into turn 1, not the pit lane exit. Okay. Burt Mylander is under race investigation now, because that looked really weird. Anyway, that'll save everyone's race, really. That's going to really hurt Square Giraffe's race, though, who had to make his pit stop already. He might still gain a few places. Kobe's in, exits the pit lane. Square Giraffe might see himself up to 8th. If he gets the power on, he can maybe get Groosh here. Yeah, there we go. Kobe puts the medium compound tyres on. Same with Groosh, same with Dello, same with Ocean Blade, same with Yannick, same with Frosty, who's now deciding to go. There we go. Wow. So it's real. Alpine 1-2 at the moment. Safety car will come in around lap 23, 24-ish. Or 22, 23. And Birdie Saints, who started P17, leads the Singapore Grand Prix. For real. I'm pretty sure Kobe was behind Eggy when that safety car came out, so Eggy should still be ahead. Adam, Samurai. I mean, when Birdie pits, Finn might get held up a little bit. There's a 3-second gap to Samurai, so Finn should be fine. So, Birdie comes in for his pit stop, puts on another set of medium compound tyres. Finn, you'd assume will do the same. The Alpine guys are ready. Slight delay because the rear jackman's blind. There goes the Williams just behind into the box. Finn puts the hard compound tyres on, so this is all revealing who picked the harder and balanced allocation. Samurai mediums, Adam mediums, Eggy mediums. And Matt will follow in as well. So Finn, the only one on the hards of the top 5. That might help him towards the end. What do Alpine do, though? I'm pretty sure there's no communication going on between these two. Finn helped Birdie out last week. Does he do it again, or does he try and go for the win this time? I feel like he might not even have any of those options, because Birdie has the pace at the moment to do what he needs. And this is going to get interesting, because the top 4 in the World Championship are 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th, and every point matters, and every twist and turn is critical for this World Championship. As Matt comes out in P11, also on hard compound tyres. I think it's clear to say, driver of the day, Birdie. Overtake of the day, Finn. So let's have a quick look. I think Frosty's the only one who's lapped. And it's nice he's trying to at least finish the race. He started 13th, so whatever happens now, he's at least equalled or gone better. Yannick hasn't exactly gone his way. this time round. I mean, with those ahead with penalties, he could still get some nice points. How do you get 9 seconds of pens at Singapore? Top 8, clean as a whistle at the moment. Grush will catch the pack. They'll all catch the pack this time round. What must be going through Birdie Saint's head? 10 laps to go. In his 18th Tier 2 Grand Prix. He joined the top 10 record, actually, of most races before first podium. 17 putting him around, what, I don't know, 7th, 8th on that list. And who would have thought 1 week later that he may be on, for now, his first victory. We're going to have another new, different winner in Tier 2 Season 11. Oh, what's happened to Kobe? Well, Kobe's just dropped behind Grush and Square Giraffe there. I'm not too sure why. We're going to see him in the background now. His wing looks fine. So whether he's just made a mistake or he's had what Eggy had and lagged back, that's put Kobe on the back foot again. Kobe and Evan, the two who were supposed to be gaining on the top 3, at the moment, not doing that. And from what I can recall this race, the top 3 have not really done anything wrong. I mean, Birdie had to make his way through the field, but I think he did that fair enough. Adam is definitely going to be looked at with the thing with Evan. We'll need to have another look to see whose fault that was. Eggy, I mean, he's just trying to survive at the moment. It looks like he hasn't really got the pace, and he's got the lag issue. So, 5th isn't the worst thing ever. Square Giraffe, he's going to try and salvage what he can. Maybe take a few points off those. Grush in 7th. Comfortable race for him. Kobe's got to overtake him again, though, as he hits him. And yeah, anyway, Birdie will gear up for, I believe, the first time he's ever led a restart. And he's got 10 laps left, 9 when they cross the line, to see if he can go and win the race. Making sure not to slow down too much, and it looks like he's gone. Bit earlier than normal, but he's got a good gap to his teammate, and he can set his sights on the final 9 laps of the Singapore Grand Prix. Lap 23 begins then. Birdie from Finn, Samurai, then Adam, Eggy, Square Giraffe, Grush, Kobe, with all to do then, as he lost 2 places somehow on the last lap of the safety car. Dello, Ocean Blade, Matt, Yannick, and Frosty Life a lap down in P13. So, Finn, under pressure then from those behind on mediums compared to his hard compound tyres. And first up is Samurai trying to get back ahead of Finn, who delivered a brilliant move around the outside of the Williams. But now he's got to go defensive if he wants this Alpine 1-2 to become a reality. And they're really giving it all. You can see Finn sliding up against the wall. Birdie trying to break the 1 second gap. Or is it in his interest to maybe keep Finn within a second to help him, like he helped him last week against Samurai? As we see Adam and Eggy close to one another. Eggy actually putting the... whoa, that was weird. But he's putting the pressure on Adam, and he's got the exits of all exits because he's wheel to wheel with Adam. And due to the lag, can't really see what exactly he's doing. Now he somehow gets a switchback on the Haas, and it looks like Adam's struggling on this restart. But he blasts his battery to stay ahead of the Mercedes. And 175 for Eggy, 174 for Samurai, 171 for Adam. So if it stays like this, Samurai will take the lead. He takes 5 points out of Eggy. He'll be 4 ahead of him. Adam takes 3 points out of Eggy. He'll be 1 behind. So I think Samurai, a few penalties at the back there. Samurai will be 4 points ahead of Eggy, who will be 1 point ahead of Adam, as Kobe now, round the outside, gets ahead of Grush, up in the 7th. Now he's got to close down Square Giraffe on the oldest tyres of the grid. And look at that, Finn, still sticking with Birdie. Top 6, all within a second of one another. as that's Ocean Blade and Dello fighting again. Dello around the outside of Ocean Blade, puts him on the curb slightly. They're going wheel to wheel, like they were with Samurai and Finn, and Dello to the inside has the move done. And Yannick knows he just has to stick with these three, and P9 will be his. As that is Square Giraffe getting it all wrong through the middle sector, and that puts Kobe in a great position to try and overtake him, because Square Giraffe doesn't have DRS. Kobe does. Now we'll use it. Doesn't blast his battery, though. We'll try and size up a switchback, it seems, as he's all over the back of the Ferrari. Now he puts the power on with the DRS. Square Giraffe blasting his battery, though, as well. Kobe to the inside, though. Should be able to get this move done, which he does. Kobe up into 6th. So now he can set his sights on the leaders, who are all within DRS of one another, and it doesn't even faze me anymore that was going to be lag. Now it looks like Adam's got his tyres in a working window because he's all over the back of Samurai. And I'm pretty sure whoever beats the other here in this fight will lead the World Championship. I'm pretty sure. Actually, no, maybe Samurai will still be 1 point ahead. It's very close. And we still have 5 races to go after this. But it's definitely Samurai, Adam and Eggy, the 3 who are definitely fighting for this championship. And like we said, people who can get involved in between, Finn, Square Giraffe, Dello, and I think we can throw in a new name to all that, Birdie Saints, as Finn is doing everything possible now, and it looks like the sequel is here from Baku, where Finn is trying to help his teammate out, and I don't blame him. He wants the Alpine to do well because they're in the same team. Samurai all over the back of Finn. And I'm actually a little surprised Birdie's not pulling away a bit here, but to be fair, he's not using his battery. As that's Kobe overtaking Eggy, who's dropping down the order. I don't know if, again, this is lag or this is actual. It might be actual because it looks like Kobe's fully ahead of Eggy, who's fighting away with Square Giraffe. So unfortunately, the championship leader dropping down the order. As back round the outside goes Eggy. Good momentum there from the Mercedes. But Kobe is now ahead of the Mercedes. Under pressure from Square Giraffe for P6. So, Kobe sets his sight now on Adam. On the back of Samurai, who's on the back of Finn. Birdie, who's keeping them in DRS. And that might be on purpose to help his teammate. He's driving phenomenally at the moment. He's got over 5 laps left of the race to try and bring those tyres home with his teammate for a 1-2. As that's Square Giraffe to the inside, getting ahead of Eggy, and I think this time it's genuine. Covers off the inside, but Eggy breaks round the outside. Oh, again, because of lag, we don't know. And Square Giraffe still ahead, now fully ahead, just about, with Eggy. And Eggy looks like P7 is where he's going to finish, unless he can get back ahead of the Ferrari. So it's going to be Samurai or Adam who's going to lead this World Championship after today, it seems. Birdie. No! Birdie's now got a 3-second time penalty on the exit of the first corner of the 3rd sector. Oh, and that's just completely ruined his chances. As much as he had a 3-second time penalty last week, I highly doubt he's going to be able to do anything here unless Finn holds them up for 3 seconds. And I was curious to see how many warnings the top 7 had. It's clear Birdie had 2 because now he's got a 3-second time penalty with 5 to go. So, it looks like now Finn is in race winning position, and now Samurai has a big chance to gain a lot of points. Dello speeds into the pit lane as he is down in 12th, and he decides to retire. That'll promote Frosty up to P12. And Samurai is overtaken by Adam. That's a crucial move for the championship. Adam now up into 3rd. As maybe he caught Samurai napping, or maybe he just had the overspeed. Either way, he's ahead now. And now he can set his sights on maybe getting this victory back if he can overtake Finn. Yes, Adam might be looked after the race for the thing with Evan. But right now, after having a drive-through, after being on pole for the first time ever in Tier 2, We know how good Adam can be at the end of a race, chasing down other drivers, especially Finn, considering he did it to him in Hungary a few weeks ago on the last lap and got the gap with penalties. What is going to happen in these final few laps? Because it looks like the hard compound tyres might come into play now for Finn. Finn, who on debut in Hungary was looking set to win the race until Adam snatched it at the very end. So he had his chance there. Belgium didn't exactly go well for him. Baku didn't go well for him either with the penalties post-race. Put him down in 10th in the end. So at the moment, neither Alpine have won a race. Both have stood on the podium, but they want to stand on the top step. Birdie had his chance, but now has that 3-second penalty. So it goes to Finn now. And now Samurai's under pressure from Kobe, the two Williams. What does Samurai do? Does he give up crucial points in his championship fight to give them to his teammate who's trying to close in on the leaders? The top two in the championship could finish 7th and 5th here. Kobe loses it, hits the wall slightly, just about. Carries on. That would have been a heart-in-mouth moment. Samurai holding Kobe up now. Allowing Adam to pull away. Looks like Finn looks quicker than Birdie at the moment. Does Finn try and overtake Birdie? Does Birdie fend off those behind? If we look to gap, if Birdie would finish between the two Williams at the moment, just ahead of them now for P3. So it's still not out of the question that Alpine could get a 1-3 at the moment instead of a 1-2. And Samurai's not letting Kobe ahead at the moment. For a lot of this season, Samurai has played the team game when needed, and he hasn't really caused any drama. But as we draw ever closer to the end of the championship, he still decides to be a good sport because he's let Kobe go there. I really thought he may have done something else. But now it's Kobe's turn to close up to those guys ahead. So Samurai, try as he might, it'll be 5th now. Not a good day for 1st and 2nd in the championship compared to their rivals up ahead. But you never know what else could happen. 3 laps to go and Samurai back to the inside. The two Williams made contact. Samurai goes off the track. And I'm pretty sure we'll probably have to give that back to Kobe. Williams, they've definitely probably got the constructors in the bag. But out of the 5 in the championship fight, Williams are the only team to have both drivers in that fight. And it looks like Samurai is hoping Kobe doesn't gain points. Or not just himself, but Eggy as well. Because he went back up the inside. But it's been more than 5 corners now. So could Samurai potentially be getting in trouble? Because he went up the inside, he went off the track, and he kept the place. So that's both Adam and Samurai now who are maybe in some trouble. This is looking ever better for Alpine. Oh, Kobe now to the inside, back ahead of Samurai, but that was way too late of a swap if it was to be. Square Giraffe has actually caught these guys. Eggy is just on his own now. So the two Williams swap once again. And we'll look forward on the penultimate lap to the top 3. As because of all those swaps, Birdie has a 3-second gap to Kobe. It's a 4.5-second gap. Eggy gets a 3-second time penalty now and has to make sure he doesn't lose a second and a bit to Grush. And what can Adam do? Will he overtake Finn for the Grand Prix win? Because at the moment, I'm pretty sure Adam will reclaim the championship lead with Samurai dropping down to 5th and maybe even getting another pen, but Adam might get one as well. We have to look at it at face value, though. Birdie and Finn, who have driven incredibly well. Birdie, who started P17, was looking for maybe his first win, and it would have been an incredible first win, but he's got that 3-second time penalty. So now the focus goes to Finn, who's also driven brilliantly, who started, what? 7th. The Alpines have really been the class of the field today. And does Birdie let Finn win on track, or is their plan at the moment just to keep Adam at bay? because Adam's a bit further behind now. Now Square Giraffe gets a 3-second time penalty on the penultimate lap, so Samurai is safe for now. Kobe trying to push, pulling away from his teammate. We start the final lap then of the Singapore Grand Prix, the longest race of the season. These guys have had to endure so much this race, and it's still not over. Birdie Saints leads them then into turn 1 with that 3-second time penalty. Finn and Adam, they went into Hungary on the last lap, knowing one of them would win the race. Adam was ahead, got the gap and won. This time, it's all about track position. And now, as Ocean Blade retires, can Adam overtake Finn? Finn has more battery, so he'll stay ahead for now with the help of his teammate pulling him along. And Adam just can't find an opening at the moment. Adam, who, oh my, he loses the rear slightly. Adam, who started on pole for the first time, got that drive-through. The safety cars helped throw him back into the mix. And he's given it absolutely everything. He's all over the back of Finn. Will he try a move? Is there anywhere to try a move? He's going for it to the inside, but Finn covers him off. And he's not quite alongside enough. So Finn fends off Adam, who must be looking for every sort of gap there is possible. But at the moment, the Alpines are surviving. And Adam, try as he might, it's not quite enough. He's not got the battery either. So Finn just needs to focus on his exit. And it looks like he's got Adam covered. Birdie Saints will be crossing the line P1 for the first time. But unfortunately, it won't be the race victory. It's going to go to his teammate. Kobe trying to stick within 3 seconds of the leaders. Round the final corner then, Alpine have lit the sky up. Alpine cross the line 1-2, and Finn wins the Singapore Grand Prix. After a brilliant drive, Adam second. Kobe did manage to stay within 3 seconds of birdie at the end there for the podium. And it's a brilliant drive from both Adam and Kobe, considering they got drive-throughs. But it's Finn for the first time in his 5th race on the top step of the podium. He is victorious around the streets of Marina Bay. And it is 37 points for Alpine. Birdie, I'm sure, will be disappointed at that, considering he could have won, and he did technically on track. But nonetheless, second last to 4th, he's still got a lot to be proud of. Apparently Dello lost on his own at the start, by the way. Still don't really know what happened to Evan. There's not even a cleanest driver thing. Of course not. Frosty in his final race managed to finish P11. Shame he didn't quite get points, but it is what it is. He didn't really have a great race, but he finished at least, so that's good. And yeah, big up Alpine. I don't know if I can really talk to Finn though. Kobe and Adam, though, we can get them in the pit, in the pits, in the party. Adam, there we go, and Kobe. Hope you all enjoyed that race as well. Crazy as usual, and once again, changes the order a little bit for the championship. 5 to go then. And next week will be Vegas as well, so that'll be interesting. As just waiting for second and third to join the party then. There we go, here's Adam. Finn apparently is going to quickly try and make an account. So I'll try and keep Adam and Kobe busy a little bit. I've got Adam in, still waiting on Kobe. Adam, are you there, mate? Adam? I was muted, great. Adam, are you there, mate?
Yeah.
Hello, have you included your audio?
Yeah.
Alright, Kobe will probably join in a minute, but we'll start off with you then. Right, that was quite some race. We'll start off with quali. The streak is over. You amazingly got your first ever Tier 2 pole position, and what a lap. You must have been pretty happy with that. Did you think at all in the last few races that it would be Singapore that you could get your first pole at?
To be honest, yeah, because I feel like Singapore's one of my strongest tracks, and probably within the last, I'd say, week since the last race, I feel like my quality pace has got better, and I have absolutely no idea how.
That's fair. But yeah, every lap you put in was great. It seemed like you, Kobe, and Square Giraffe were the main three fighting away. It looked like Kobe didn't exactly get everything out of his second run, so he had to wait until the end. And then heading through turn 2, he lost the car. So it must have been a bit frustrating for him. So you maximised on that. And yeah, it was a brilliant lap. The only one into the 27s. So congratulations on that. The start looked pretty well and done, considering Square Giraffe was on the hards. Kobe immediately got ahead. You were in control, having a nice fight with Kobe. But then the virtual safety car came out, and both you and Kobe both got a drive-through. What happened there?
But the virtual safety car came out, and then I think it was coming towards turn 5, is it, or turn 7? Whichever one's at the end of the straight, and like towards there, I got the message that the virtual safety car was ending. I was 1.4 seconds up on my delta, so I tried to time it right to be it so I could like push off the start and try and like catch someone out or catch the ones behind me out. And just before it went red. I was like 4 tenths over it or something. So I tried slowing down, and by the time I slowed down, like I said, I got drive through.
Yeah, we all do it, and I'm guessing Kobe's story will probably be pretty similar. I'll ask him in a minute. But yeah, you got the drive-through. Same with Kobe. You both served it immediately. You managed to get past Christian. Then the safety cars happened, which I think was more of a positive to both your races than a negative. So you caught that. You had a little bit of a ding-dong, I guess, with Christian under the safety car. What happened there?
I don't know. To be honest, I was sitting in AI. I don't know whether he got like a message to overtake me or something, but he just tried overtaking me. But I don't really know why.
Well, luckily nothing major came from it. So that allowed you to make your way up the field bit by bit, overtake after overtake. I'm guessing the most frustrating one was probably with Eggy, because he must have been lagging a lot.
Yeah. Is it just after the safety car when I got past Christian? I was trying to catch him. Then the gap had kept on like going from 1.7, then it dropped down to like 1.1, and then go back up, and then keep on dropping because he kept on lagging between.
Yeah, eventually you got around him, and then I didn't really. I caught it right at the end, but then you managed to gain enough on Samurai to get ahead of him, which was really crucial. Was that just a standard blast everything, get him?
Yeah,
kind of move.
It was pretty much just DRS straight into the.
Good stuff. Yeah, someone was in the pits and retiring, and then I just saw you two swap. So yeah, good stuff there. And then yeah, you gave it absolutely everything right at the end to try and overtake Finn. You had one little look on that Russell corner on the last lap,
Yeah,
which I thought if you went any further deep, you were both crashing.
yeah,
So, yeah, I mean, it must have been a bit more of a better scenario when you saw Birdie got that 3 second time penalty.
yeah. And well, with the end at Finn, it was probably a good job of that. I was only gonna try and have a little look, see if he'd like try and make him run a little bit more wider, or. But it was a good job. They go into that side by side. Otherwise, I probably would have DNF'd.
Yeah, exactly. But still, it's a P2, and I'm 100. I'm 99% confident you retake the championship lead after a one-off in Baku of either DNF, did not start, 1-2 every race. You finished seventh. You're back in the top two, which is great to see. So yeah, you were 5 points behind. No, you were 4 points behind Eggy. So P2 to Eggy's P7, 12. So you're 8 ahead of him. And you were 3 behind Samurai, who finished, I think, 5th. So 8, 3, 5. So you're 5 ahead of Samurai and 8 ahead of Eggy. So in terms of this season, that's actually quite a gap, to be fair. And you've pulled away from Kobe as well. So, I don't know, 26 goes to 29. So in the grand scheme of things, considering Kobe was 30 points off the leader heading in, overall he's gained 1 point. So it's better than nothing. But yeah, well done today. A brilliant race. I'm sure you'll be a little annoyed to not convert your first pole into win, but it's still a P2 after a drive-through.
Yeah.
So yeah, great race. And how are you feeling about Vegas next week?
Gonna have to do a bit of practice, but I feel like I got decent pace around there.
Good. Maybe we'll see back-to-back poles.
Hopefully.
I don't know. You strike me as the kind of person who'd be good at Vegas, so we'll see. So yeah, well done today. On to P3. Kobe, are you there, mate?
Hello?
Hello. Have you included your audio?
Yeah.
Right. Hi, Kobe.
Right.
After a fortnight away of missing some races, you've had to watch people take away your points, I guess we could say. The gap ended up being, like I said, 30 points off the leader, which when we were predicting was actually a bit lower than what we thought. So heading into today, you obviously knew the last 6 races. You're on a mission. You're trying to gain, and well, it at first was going well until it wasn't. Qualifying looked like a real struggle for you. Your first run was okay. Your second run you decided to bail out, and then the third run at turn 2. Just what happened in, I guess, both the second and third run.
The second run, I had the same issue. The same thing happened to me. So,
Oh right.
uh, I obviously stopped pushing, went into the pits, and then done another lap, and then the same exact thing happened. So, I I was just struggling with the first couple of corners.
Yeah. But it ended up being enough for P3. And because Square Draft started on the hards, you got a great launch, got up into second immediately. Had a few looks at Adam for the lead, and then yeah, when I asked Adam, the VSC came out, and was it just the same thing with you heading into the corner after the straight? You wanted to get a good restart, and unfortunately just went into the red.
Yeah, obviously he was bad following Ad, but I was following him, and I was when he was accelerating quite quick, I was trying to follow him. So
Mm,
obviously he wouldn't get as much of a jump on me. But
mm.
I think I only was in the negatives a tiny bit, which is unfortunate to be fair.
Yeah. So yeah, you two served your drive through. Adam obviously managed to get Christian. You didn't before the safety car came out. So then you had it all to do. You got past Christian, and then I think this was the second safety car. You were in sixth, and then you just dropped 2 positions randomly. What happened there?
I tabbed out and changed the song on Spotify. I tabbed back in, and then I was fucking two two places behind.
So the game lagged you back.
Yeah,
Right. Well, you managed to get back ahead of them. Lost a little bit of time. Then you had a very interesting fight with your teammate of Samurai.
yeah.
Um, a lot of times this season, well, I think every time this season, if any of you two have needed to swap, it's always been him letting you go. And at first, it didn't seem like he was going to. Then he did. Then he re-overtook you, and then you got back ahead of him. Just what was your take on the whole thing?
So going what you said, like he normally is nice and lets me through, and he just like it's nice, easy, because then it don't put too much stress on my tires, and so I can stay close to Ad, and then all of a sudden he starts battling me, so we're losing time to Ad. I'm trying to like get past him because I had more pace on the track than him. So I don't know why, but I understand it's for the championship and stuff, but I I had enough pace to stay with Ad. But it's I understand he's battling for a championship as well, so it's
Exactly.
just what happens really.
Yeah, as we get close and close to the end, because you and Samurai are the only teammates in this championship fight. Um, that is actually an aspect that not much attention's been drawn onto, but I feel like heading forward there will be a bit more. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
Who the? So yeah, it was. Give me a sec. Right. So, oh my, okay, give me 10 seconds. It is Finn. I thought, right, so Finn's made an Xbox account. Let me quickly
Is
get
he
him in
also
the
on
party.
PC?
Yeah, he's literally just had to make an Xbox account. Jive Cafe. Okay. Let me just quickly get him in. There he is. Right, so yeah, you managed to make your way up through the field then. Even after that squabble with Samurai, you managed to get within 3 seconds of birdie to get, once again, another podium. So overall, you go from 30 points off whoever's in the lead to 29. So it's at least a gain.
Yeah,
But with 5 races to go,
it's not enough.
I mean, who knows? Well, who knows? Because it was you, Adam, and Square Giraffe, the top 3. And by the halfway stage, none of you, I don't think, were even in the top 5. So you can just see how quickly things change in Tier 2. But you two still managed to overcome all those issues to get back onto the podium, which I think you've done in the past before a few times. So well done to that. I guess unfortunate for Evan, might actually make this 5-way fight down to 4. But you never know. But yeah, well done to both of you. And yeah, final question for you, Kobe. How are you feeling for Vegas next week?
I have no idea. That's probably the same answer I gave you all season, but um, I've never done a league race there, so it'll be interesting. But I'll practice and everything. I'll make sure that I'm quite confident there.
All right, great. I believe Finn has joined the party. He's on Xbox app. Alpine. Finn, are you there, mate? Yeah, I can hear you, mate. Hello. Yeah. Finally, he managed to get his Xbox thing sorted. So yeah, we can interview the newest race winner in EXFL Tier 2. Finn, lovely to meet you and actually hear from you. Right, so Finn, you have won the Singapore Grand Prix. A fantastic result for you and your team. From 7th on the grid. No, that's no easy feat around a track like this. So yeah, we'll start off with qualifying. I guess from your end, it must have been a little frustrating. Every time I saw you, you were invalidated. So just how was quali from your end?
Qualifying. First lap was just a rough banker. Second one, thought I had a decent improvement. I think I was almost a second off pole at the time. But the third one, I tried to fully spin it and then invalidated first corner.
Ah,
Probably where you saw it on the screen. But seventh, disappointing. But I always thought like I had better race pace. I'm usually like a race pace type of person over qualifying.
yeah.
Back myself a lot.
Uh,
And then
so obviously,
went pretty well.
Finn can't include his audio because he's on the Xbox app. So I'll just relay what he said. He just basically said, "Oh, can you?"
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't see that.
Oh, you can include it. Oh, perfect. He basically said he invalidated turn 1 and he's always more of a race pace driver, which I fully agree with. So you made your way up through the field. strategy and whatnot. Because
Mm.
everyone who started on mediums, I think,
Yeah,
went. You chose the harder allocation, didn't you?
yeah, harder allocation.
Yeah,
Expected
because
the
everyone
big
went
stuff.
medium, hard, medium, and you went medium, hard, hard.
Yeah,
So in that middle stint, you were doing well, fighting away with Samurai, and then I think you pulled off the best move of the race. That fight with Samurai,
oh,
where you had a few little looks to the inside, left-hander, then the right-hander. You switched back fully around the outside. It was beautiful, and yeah, that was incredible. I'm guessing you must have been quite happy once you pulled that off.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty chuffed with that one. I'm not sure if he
Great.
gave up the
So.
fight or he fought as
mm,
hard as he could, but yeah, definitely the best move of the race.
So that put you ahead of him, and then your teammate Birdie was leading the race, and then the final safety car happened. So you two were 1-2, legitimately on track position.
Yeah.
And then what was going through your head at the restart to maybe help him for the second week in a row? Were you going to try and get the win, or what was going on?
Well, going into the last safety car restart, I assumed I'd be at least like a second a lap slower than everyone else, and I didn't know if he was gonna like bolt off into the distance and take his win, or he was gonna try and drag me along. Luckily, it was the second option. I think he was trying to get me in DRS, but there was like hard tires, kind of evened out maybe last 3 or 4 laps, but I felt like the pace wasn't too bad. I did have a tiny bit of wing damage. It was like light green, but it wasn't really noticeable.
Ooh.
But once again, is it Saints? Is that his game?
Was that just from a hit on the wall, or?
Yeah, just
Ah, right. Sorry, what was the other question?
Saints. Like if he was holding back his pace
Birdie
in
Saints.
DRS, I do
Um,
appreciate it.
I really don't know if he was trying to do what the science
Yeah, the
tactic,
power
or
science.
just
I was thinking.
or maybe the mediums genuinely just fell off, because he also had brilliant race pace. I mean, he
Yeah,
started
yeah.
17th and won on track. But I really don't know if. I guess it's just a testament to your race pace. If you had damage and you had hards and still were sticking with, I mean, you fully deserve to win today.
Thank
It's
you.
unfortunate on Birdie, and I guess I'll just ask, what was your reaction when you saw Birdie get the 3
The
second time
3 second.
penalty?
I thought as soon as he got the 3 second, he would drop me out of DRS and go for the win. But maybe his tires just fell off in the end. But
Yeah.
I knew I had to like get as close to him in the corners as I could, because I think it was Adam behind me. I know he was gonna try and send it, so I just had to try and get as close as I could. Save my era.
You remember your first race in Hungary where Adam was behind you?
Yeah.
And a first win on debut, just missed out
Yeah,
with a podium on debut. So I guess 3-4 weeks later, bit of redemption there.
Yeah, a good turnaround, especially from Baku last race. That was definitely my worst so far.
Adam tried one little send on you on the final lap at the Russell corner, and you were having none of it.
I put my car in the middle of the track kind of just to throw him off a bit. If he sent it, then God, I don't know what
That
would
was
happen.
so close.
Yeah.
So close to
Respect
disaster and Kobe winning.
Keeping it clean. Definitely.
But yeah, congratulations on the victory. Brilliant to see. Another new race winner this season, which is fantastic. So yeah, how are you feeling for Vegas next week?
Ooh, it's Vegas. Last league race I did around there, I won. I'm not going to say I'm winning again, but I should be up there, I'm hoping.
Good. Competitive once again. And final question for all three of you. I'll go in order. Finn, how many warnings were you on that race?
I was on 2 warnings, and I got my 2 warnings in maybe the last 10 laps as well, so that's where I was
Fair enough.
winning.
Adam, how many warnings were you on?
I was on nothing until about lap 20, then I got 3 in I got 2 in like 3 or 4 laps.
Fair enough. And Kobe, how many were you on?
None.
None. Fair enough. So yeah, you all managed to stay away from any 3-second penalties. Unfortunate for Birdie again, but it's still a P4. Great points for him and Alpine. Yeah, well done to Kobe on P3. Well done to Adam on P2, and well done to Finn on the Grand Prix win. That has been the Singapore Grand Prix. We will see you in 1 week's time for the final quarter to begin the Las Vegas Grand Prix.